I mean, I'm hesitating to say this, but you feel relatively happy with the book. Because last week, before it came out, I could tell you were slightly, well, quite nervous.
I do, yeah. I think it's really good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's easier to say this now because some people have read it and they've come back to me about it and they understand what it's about. And, you know, because the thing about it, the obvious thing about it is the kind of sell-by date for talking about this kind of thing, talking about loss. You lose someone, you can talk about it for a while, then you get over it and you carry on as normal. And that's sort of what you're supposed to do. It's just good for everybody. But I've personally found that extremely difficult to do. And it's not something that I have much control over, to be honest.
And it's important to point out that, you know, people sometimes assume that you're putting everything out there, but I mean, there's a lot of stuff that you keep. I mean, you have your moments of private grief, and there's certain things with Arthur that you can't go and talk about.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I mean, there's a whole lot of stuff, and I do tend to talk about these things from the other side, you know, because I want people to know that that things get better, that things can get better, and that you can fundamentally change, and that there is a kind of there's a sort of a weird beauty attached to this whole thing that manifests itself, can manifest itself in time. You know. Because
you become somehow
a different person.
Being,
I find that your capacity to love and just the sort of kind of perimeters of your heart broaden. So you were talking about the work rate of late, right? And it is phenomenal for what I'm doing, even by my standards, which is, you know, I work a lot. There's just so much stuff going on, and that's part of it too, because I feel like a sort of deeper attachment to personal matters than I have before. So it's not at the expense of my personal life, and I think my artistic output used to be. That's one of the things that upset me the most, really, is that I always found that it was the work, and the rest can sort itself out. It's the work. And there was this terrible kind of self-regard around that sort of thing that I just don't have anymore.